Inequalities. What is inequalities? Inequalities is using the signs here to actually make statement and actually work out solutions. So for example, we got here less than. So the sign, this sign means less than. For example, you got 3 less than 4. Greater than means 5 is greater than 4. Now what these signs mean here, okay, I'm going to actually draw some symbols here. So it says here, this is less than or equal to. So less than or equals to. So this is a solid, right? And you will see what I use this for in a minute. Okay, and then this is greater than or equals to solid, arrow going that way. So these two at the top here, right? For this one, it's going to be a less than sign, so it's going to be a open and the arrow going that way to your left. Now let's just look at some statement here using these inequalities. So we got here x is greater, right? X is greater than 4, right? And we got here x is less than or equal to 4. X is less than 4. X is greater than or equal to 4. So these are statements, right? Just understanding what in the inequality sign mean. Now the next thing here, you'll be asked in an exam, right, to represent inequalities on a number line. So to represent inequalities on number line, right, you draw the number line and it says here x is greater than 1. Show this on a number line. So as you can see here, you got an open circle and the arrow is going to the right because all those numbers, right, are basically greater than 1. What the open circle also mean, it means that we do not include 1 in the answer. If you look at the next statement here, it says here x is less than or equals to 4. So you can see it's a solid, so it can also equal to 4 and it going to your left. So we got an inclusive here. We are saying x is greater than 1 but less than or equal to 4. So basically at 1 you can have a open and at 4 it is solid, and that's inclusive. Another statement you see I explain also, it says list all the integers for this inequality. So you can see here it doesn't included 1 but it included 2, 3 and 4, but it's because it can equals to 4, right? So 1 is not included. Okay, represent the inequalities. X is less than or equals to 4 on the number line. So go on the number line, right? It is at 4 and it's is solid, right? So the number to your left are all less than, so the arrow going to your left. solve the inequalities. Again, this question here, it says solve the inequalities. So if you look carefully, right, you got a, if you actually see this question, 2x minus 1 is equal to 7, you're able to solve that. You treat the question exactly like how you treat this question here and solve it, but instead of the equal sign, you put the less than sign. So if we look at this stage by stage, so first of all, right, you add 1 to both sides of the equation. So adding 1 to both sides of the equation, that get rid of the minus 1. So 2x is less than 8. Then divide both sides by 2. So x is less than 4. And also the other question they could ask you here is to represent this on a number line. If we look at this question, so exactly like what we done before, going through the step. So add 8 to both sides. So we'll add 8 to both sides, you end up with 3x is greater than 24. Then divide by 3 both sides. X is greater than 8. Okay, the question I was telling you about, I'm going to actually do 2 things here. I'm going to represent this, although it says n is an integer, list all the possible values. To actually explain this better, I'm going to draw a number line. So we got 0 in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So n is greater than 2, minus 2. So at minus 2, it's going to be a open 0. And then at 3, it's going to be a solid. So you can actually see here, we do not include, right, listen all the integers now, we do not include minus 2 because you can see it's open at minus 2, so it's going to be minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So those are all the possible integers that satisfy these inequalities. So list all the possible values of n. Okay, I've got 3 separate questions here, and I'm using this to actually explain. It worked the same way. That one I've done so already, so you can give that a try again. Okay, this one here, I'm going to go through the steps. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of the bracket, and to get rid of the bracket, I'm going to multiply by 2. So you got 6x minus 10 is greater than or equal to 43. So add 10 to both sides. Got 6x equals to 53. Then divide by 6. greater than or equal. Divide by 6, both sides. 6 into 6x, leave x. And 6 into 53 goes 8. 5 remainder, so that's 8 and 5, 6. So x is greater than or equal to 5, 8 and 5, 6. Now, looking at this question, again, hopefully you can use this to actually support you with your solving basic equation. All we're doing here is changing the inequalities. So, step 1, I'm going to get the letters on one side and the numbers on one side. So, if you look at this here, we're going to add 8x to both sides. So we end up with 10x plus 9 is greater than 19. Then we're going to take 9 from both sides. So we got 10x is greater than 10. Then divide by 10 on both sides. X is greater than 1. So hopefully you understand inequalities a bit more. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, it's nice to get some comment, not just only watch a video, but to get some comment about how do you think it's been explained, or you're happy, and also suggestion of what you need to help you